What if the battery that was never supposed to exist is already being built? Not a prototype, not a lab demo, not a PowerPoint fantasy shown at a tech conference, but actual solid-state batteries rolling off a production line right now. For decades, solid-state batteries have been the holy grail of energy storage. Every major automaker has promised them, every battery giant has teased them, and every single time, the same excuse followed: 5 years away. But tonight, that timeline may have just collapsed because a quiet company most people have never heard of, Donut Lab, may have accidentally leaked evidence that the world's first true solid-state battery is already in production. And if this is real, it doesn't just change electric vehicles, it rewrites the future of energy itself. Intro title card 045 to 1 o'clock. The Donut Lab leak. Inside the solid-state battery that shouldn't exist. Section 1: Why solid-state batteries matter. 1 o'clock to 3:30. To understand why this leak matters, we need to understand why solid-state batteries have been nearly impossible to build. Right now, almost every battery on Earth from your phone to a Tesla uses liquid electrolyte lithium-ion chemistry. It works, but it's flawed. Liquid electrolytes are flammable, chemically unstable, prone to degradation, vulnerable to thermal runaway. That's why batteries catch fire, lose capacity, require massive cooling systems, limit how fast you can charge. Solid-state batteries replace that liquid electrolyte with a solid material. On paper, this solves almost everything. Higher energy density, faster charging, dramatically improved safety, longer lifespan, smaller, lighter packs. That's why automakers have been chasing this technology for over 20 years. Toyota, Volkswagen, BMW, Samsung, QuantumScape, Cattle, all of them have announced solid-state breakthroughs, and yet none of them are in mass production. Why? Because solid-state batteries are brutally hard to manufacture. Section 2: Why everyone failed. 3:30 to 6:30. The problem isn't the chemistry, the problem is reality. Solid electrolytes crack, they form microscopic voids, they struggle with electrode contact. They allow dendrites, tiny lithium needles, to grow and short-circuit the battery. In a lab, you can make one cell work, but in manufacturing, yield rates collapse, costs explode, reliability disappears. That's why most solid-state batteries you hear about are actually semi-solid or hybrid designs. They still rely on gel, electrolytes, liquid additives, compromises that avoid real production challenges. So when a company claims solid-state in production, the industry reacts with skepticism. And that's exactly what happened. Until Donut Lab. Section 3: Who is Donut Lab? 6:30 to 9:30. Donut Lab is not a household name. They don't headline CES. They don't run Super Bowl ads. They don't promise moonshots on Twitter. In fact, most people first heard of Donut Lab because of their electric motor technology, ultra-compact, ultra-power-dense motors integrated directly into wheels. Their philosophy has always been different: vertical integration, radical simplification, systems designed as a whole, not components stitched together. They don't build parts, they build platforms. Which is why, when Donut Lab quietly mentioned energy storage and recent materials, almost no one noticed. Almost. Section 4: The leak. 9:30 to 13 o'clock. The leak didn't come from a press release, it didn't come from a keynote, it came from technical documentation, quietly uploaded, briefly visible, then altered. Screenshots began circulating in engineering forums, then deleted, then re-uploaded by mirrors. The documents described a fully solid electrolyte, no liquid or gel components, multi-layer ceramic composite structure designed for automotive-scale production, but one line changed everything. Initial production capacity operational. Not planned, not targeted, not under development. Operational. Engineers reading the document immediately noticed something else. The language wasn't theoretical. It was manufacturing language: yield percentages, thermal tolerances, quality control parameters. This wasn't a concept. This read like a factory report. Section 5: Why this didn't sound like hype. 13 o'clock to 16:30. Here's what made the leak terrifyingly believable. There were no grand claims, no 10x energy density, no 5-minute charging, no buzzwords. Instead, it focused on modest but real improvements, manufacturability over marketing, integration with existing platforms. That's exactly how real engineers write. One battery expert summarized it bluntly: if this were fake, it would be louder. The document suggested energy density improvements of approximately 30 to 40%, dramatically improved safety, long cycle life, lower cooling requirements. Not revolutionary on paper, but revolutionary in production. Section 6: The most disturbing detail. 16:30 to 19:30. Buried deep in the leak was a reference most people missed: a manufacturing process that didn't rely on exotic new factories. Instead, it described modified roll-to-roll processes, existing ceramic processing techniques, scalable assembly methods. In other words, they weren't waiting for the future. They were using the present. This is the exact reason most solid-state projects fail. They require entirely new infrastructure, billion-dollar factories, decade-long timelines. Donut Lab's approach appeared to bypass that entirely, and that's when analysts started asking a dangerous question: if this is real, why hasn't anyone else done it? Section 7: Why big battery might have missed this. 19:30 to 23 o'clock. Large corporations optimize for incremental improvements, existing supply chains, risk minimization. Donut Lab doesn't. They designed systems from zero. Their motors, their electronics, their vehicle architecture. A solid-state battery designed specifically for their platform would avoid compatibility constraints, eliminate legacy assumptions, trade universality for performance. That's exactly what the leaked document suggested. This wasn't a battery meant for everyone. It was a battery meant for their ecosystem. And that makes it far more achievable. Section 8. The silence. 23 o'clock to 26 minutes and 0 seconds after the leak gained traction, something strange happened. Donut Lab didn't deny it. They didn't confirm it.